Good morning, 7th grade. So far, your models from lesson 1.2 are looking A-OK. They're looking fantastic. So good job, good job on those. In today's warm-up, you were introduced to a population of meerkats. Hopefully you came to the conclusion that there must have been changes in the members, since there are always births and deaths within a population. Today, we are going to be investigating how do births and deaths in a population affect its size. We will use a model today to help us learn how births and deaths affect a population. Now, in a moment here, you may want to stop this video or pause this video and gather up some items which may help you. What I'm going to be using for this model are some plastic tokens, but you could just as easily use some pennies or some mini marshmallows or some Lego heads or even some torn up pieces of paper. I have included two documents in today's lesson, and one of them looks like this. And this, you know what we really need? What we really need is a circle, which isn't on here. So if you find something like one of these old CDs laying around, you can use that to put a nice circle, hopefully nicer than mine there, onto this piece of paper for us. So I suppose this one you probably really don't even need to print out. You could just draw a nice circle on a piece of paper and you are good to go. Now the other one, if you can't print it out, it'll be a little bit more challenging for you to recreate it. It looks like this. I suppose if you had a ruler and a piece of graph paper, you could recreate this pretty easily. But this birth and death model, we will be using this to determine how populations are affected by births and deaths. So, if you want, go and get your supplies and come on right back. I will wait for you. Awesome. Glad you're back. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you can imagine that these tokens here are organisms, we will, if an organism is born, we will place it into our population, and if an organism dies, we will remove it from our population. When we're done with our token activity here, we are going to make a few line graphs as well, and so that's what you see this graphing portion here for. If you would, make sure that you have the directions in front of you for lesson 2.2, and then you can follow along and I will work the model activity so that you can get any information you need from it. And so if you look, you'll see there's a first mission there, and that first mission says to make the population stay the same over time. All right, so our directions say to add 14 tokens to the circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oop, got an escapee token. 14 tokens. All right, and we are going to be making the population stay the same size over time. Now, I'm just going to use this same piece of paper, which you may be able to do as well as you work through this activity. Just save yourself some space and maybe switch colors as you go. All right, so for our first round here, the directions say to every year take 1, 2, or 3 organisms that die and 1, 2, or 3 organisms that must be born. How many is up to you? So I'm going to have 2 organisms die. So I'm going to remove 2 organisms from our population. I'm going to go ahead and record those 2 deaths right here on our table. All right, and then I'm going to have, say, 3 organisms be born. So here's the 2 that I removed, and here's 1 more. So 3 organisms were born. Now, it asks for the total of organisms. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is the number that we get. And so that would represent 1 year. And our directions say, repeat until you have modeled 6 years. All right, so we're just going to keep on adding and killing stuff here. I'm sorry, birthing and deathing organisms. All right, so let's say for year 2, we're going to have 2 organisms die. So we're going to remove 2 organisms from our population. And we'll say 1 organism is born. And so we're going to add an organism to our population. Now our total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 goes right here. In the following year, we'll say there were 3 deaths. And so we're going to put in a 3. And we'll say there was 1 birth. Boink. There's our 1 birth. And so our population total should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, another year goes by, and we'll say there are 2 deaths in our population. Oh, that guy's sliding away on me. And let's see, we'll say there are 3 births. So 2 deaths, and we'll say there's 3 births. So 1, 2, 3 births come on in. All right, that should give us a new total population. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okie dokie. Year 5 sees 1 death, but it sees 3 births. So we're going to bring in 1, 2, 3 to our population. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in our population now. And now here's the year that's critical, right? Because we were told for mission 1, we have to keep our population the same size over time. So we know our ending number needs to be what we started with, which was 14 organisms. So that means we're going to have 2 deaths, and we're going to have 1 birth. And so that now should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 organisms. So over the course of time, right, we finished our mission. We made the population stay the same size. Okay, now this graphing piece on the side wants you to look at the number of years. So we did 6 years. And then the number of organisms. So we started with 14. After year 1, we were at 15. After year 2, we were back to 14. After year 3, we took a drop to 12. After year 4, we were up to 13. Year 5 saw us up to 15. And year 6, we returned to our original population. And so we can go ahead and connect those up. And there's our line graph for our first year. Woo! All right. Well, mission 2, hopefully you are following along and doing this, but I'll work us through mission 2. Mission 2 says to make the population size increase over time. So we start off with 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 right there. Okie doke. And let's say there's going to be 2 deaths. So we'll have 2 deaths. And we'll go ahead and put a 2 here. And then we'll have 3 births. 1, 2, 3 births. Now our population should be increased by 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, this next year, there were 2 deaths and 2 births. So we'll remove 2. Then we'll add 2. And our count stays the same. Now in the following year, we'll say that there are 2 deaths but we're going to go with 3 births. So I need to get myself another token here, and we're going to put 1, 2, 3 into there. And so 2 deaths, 3 births. Our number should increase by 1. That should take us to 16. Hopefully you're starting to see the pattern here. All right, in the following year, we'll have 1 death, and we'll have 2 births. So 1 death, 2 births. And so that should increase our population by 1 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, now we are going to be showing, right, Mission 2 says an increase over time, so we're doing just fine on that. We are increased over time. So we will have 2 deaths, 1 birth. And so that should drive our number down to 16. And in our final year, let's have 1 death. And we'll go with 3 births. So 1 death, 3 births. Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. One more time. We're going to go to 14, right? That's where we started here, was 14. And then we went up to 15, so we're going to be right over the top of that graph. But then we went up to 16, and then we went up to 17, and then down to 16, and then I'm going to import a new graph just to get that piece done there. So we started with 14, and then our population rose to 15, and to 15, and then to 16, and then to 17, and then to 16, and then to 18. So sorry I was sloppy on that last one, but this is what it's going to look like. You're going to go ahead and just connect your dots. There you go. And so there's year 2. So year 1 is this black one. Year 2 would be this, round 2 would be this pink one here. All right. One more round to do. I don't think you need to watch me do one more round. If you have the materials in front of you, please do the 3rd round. And once you have that, whether you do it physically yourself or have figured out how this works and you're doing it in your head, you should have the information you need to go ahead and finish the hands-on portion of this lesson. And so go ahead and finish that hands-on portion, and then I will put a video up about stability and change. You're going to watch that video, and then the 3rd activity, the homework activity, you're just going to save for tomorrow. So that's your science for today. Thanks for following along. Sorry I was confusing there. I hope I can cut and trim and make this look nice. Have a great day.